Viewers, fans, I'm glad you're back here for Chaos Corner. We're coming to you live to tape from 20 feet underneath the surface of the earth. Now we're into a very entertaining part of Night 13. Night 13 was one for the record books. This next performance was one for the record books. Perhaps one of the best performances to be in the green room in the 13 nights in this round one. That was everyone's opinion. That's my opinion. But we'll get on to that as we cover this next matchup. Now remember what's going on here, okay? It's tied at 1-1. Okay? I believe we're tied at 1-1, and the winner goes on to the second round. I am correct about that. Notes, you gotta love them. And that's Preston Present getting ready to come on scene. Now we know all about this guy. He's a sexist. I don't know what he is. Seems to be against women's rights, and he's a little cantankerous. He's a little edgy. He's kind of funny. To describe him as flamboyant, like myself, I don't think so. I would describe him as kind of like a jerk or a creep or someone that I certainly wouldn't want around my women, my wife, my daughter, my family, cousins, aunties, because, he's a little disrespectful. He might need a little kick in the ass, Preston Present. But I will say one thing. He's highly entertaining. He's quite audacious and outspoken. So we go into this match. Before we can even get started, before Pete and Avi can start anything, Preston Present is on screen looking and popping like this screen right here at Chaos Corner. He is hilarious. The video montage of the Time Traveler was one for the ages. This matchup ended up becoming one for the ages with the performances here on Night 13, Round 1 of the Green Room Tournament by both competitors. The Time Traveler video that Preston Present put out there and that we saw live on Night 13, he traveled back to Max Yasgur's Bethel, New York, in Woodstock, which he called Woodstick. Thank God this was a little bit later. It's a little edgy. It's a little out there. PG-13. Let's put the parental advisory on there when some of this comes on, whether it be the horror, the drama, or the edginess, so to speak, the rawness of Preston Present and some of our other competitors. So we're in the Time Traveler. We're talking about Woodstick, as Preston Present would say it. He's talking about Janis Joplin, or he calls it Hannes Hoplin, something to that effect. He's talking about Jimi Hendrix, the unbelievable performer, guitar legend Jimi Hendrix. A purple haze running through my mind, like everybody on the green room. Why do you spell your name J-I-M-I, is why Preston Present is asking. And why is it not Jimmy? Why is it Jimmy J-I-M-I? And then he's talking about Greg. Why do people spell their name with G-R-E-G-G? Why isn't it just G-R-G? This is what this clown is talking about. Preston Present. So he's wrong. He's even talking about Meghan Markle, of all people. He brings up Sami Zayn and Seth Rogen, a dipstick, and that's what he calls Harry. Meghan Markle and Harry, the former royals. This is what you get on the green room. Nothing's off topic here. Nothing's safe. You better have some thick skin. And then he goes back to April 14th, 1865 for Lincoln's assassination, and you see the video there on the green room screen. I don't know what's going on. April 4th, 1865, he didn't want to be there for the assassination by Wilkes Booth. But we're traveling all over. We've been in 1969. We've been at Woodstock, Woodstick. Now we're talking about the royalty of Meghan Markle and dipsticks. And now we're at Lincoln's assassination. And we know where we end up. Do you know where we end up? Can anybody guess this? We end up in the moist part of Marilyn Monroe. That's right, the legend, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio, the whole story, the history, the film star from the 50s, 60s. Timeless Marilyn Monroe, the whole skirt with the ass cheeks, the underwear. You're the icon. Preston Present ends up in her private parts. Well, how does that happen? This is where he took us on this journey. And then he starts talking about things of Nerf footballs that have been in the Dark Castle, so to speak. He talks about E.T. soap, Gizmo from the Gremlins, Terry Porter from the Portland Trailblazers of the NBA, dribbling balls. Where are you going, Preston? He talks about the cast of the Young Guns, Emilio and Charlie and whoever else was in that. They have all been in the area, private parts of Marilyn Monroe. And that's the journey that Preston Present took us on. He even talks about TV guides from the 1985 era. Lucy and Desi. Where are you going? He really took us through a journey through this video montage, through this live performance, live to tape. We ended up everywhere. He talks about T-Rex. He talks about all kinds of things. The skirt-chasing ways of Preston Present, and compares them to Ricky Ricardo, Desi Arnaz. I mean, it really was a trip through time with Preston Present in this matchup. But let's get on to the task at hand after Preston actually took over this segment, took over the green room. This guy is really out of his mind. I mean, I've said it before, he's nuttier than a portalet at a peanut convection. You get the point, right? So Sammy Green comes on, and let me just tell you something. She just comes on, and after Present has basically, it just exploded off screen. I mean, who knows where he went? It ended up in like we were in Star Wars in the Twilight Zone with Preston Present, as I just described. So Sammy comes on. Avi and Pete say, hit it. Hit it. Let's see what you got. And I'm going to say that to say this. And I'll even take the glasses off for it. Don't mind the circles. I don't work the hours that Avi Klein does, but I don't know if anyone else is outworking me, and that's a shoot. Sammy Green went on to give a Broadway performance, a theater performance for the ages. This lady, this woman, this competitor of conviction owned it and stole the stage and stole the scene and maybe even stole the show, no matter who was on it. Barry Bostwick, Cindy Pickett, Sally Kirkland, didn't matter. What Sammy Green pulled off in her segment as a Broadway theater, a performance, Rose, I believe, if I know, man, it was like watching a Broadway spectacle, a theater performance, a one-person performance, dressed up to the nines, dancing, singing, doing everything. The voice resonated and went through Chaos Corner in the green room. Sammy Green, what you did on night 13 had everybody talking. My friend, my performance partner, my competitor, my opposition. I'm just going to say this. Kudos, Sammy Green. Kudos for that performance on night 13. I'd like to stand up, but I don't think you people want to see that right now. What a performance. You know, and Avi's got some cojones. Speaking of Spanglish, he comes on and says it's beginner's luck. Her hat fell off during the performance. She should be disqualified. He tries to convince Pete. Where the hell did that come from? The girl gave the performance of a lifetime. She owns it. She's a professional. She belongs in the green room tournament. That's a fact. That's why I see it from Chaos Corner. Really was unbelievable. The bottom line is, Pete says, Sammy wins. Preston Present is gone. He never came back on screen. And who's going to top and beat that performance? Now, this is a lady, second rounders, people from TV, film, entertainment, sports, music. You better pay attention to this lady. You better pay attention, competitors, to the one just Sammy, including myself. I don't know if anybody wants to meet that lady in the second round after the performance of a lifetime on night 13, round 1. I don't know what else to say after what Preston Present had performed, which was priceless in itself, worth the price of admission. What Sammy Green did, that lady belongs on a stage somewhere right now. I hope everybody's paying attention to what that lady did. So with that being said, I want to keep this segment short because you can't beat that after what we just witnessed between Howard Collado, Coach Sharon, and especially Preston Present. Thank God you're gone, you creep, you son of a bitch, you disrespectful, despicable human being. Sammy Green, hopefully I get to meet you someday. Stay here for Chaos Corner, live to tape. The review show rolls on from Chaos Corner. Don't go anywhere.